In a recent video, I opened the first 6 sets of the Star Wars CCG. That was Premiere through Jabba's Palace. Today I'm going to be opening a special edition light side starter decks. That's 60 cards. There's going to be 2 rares in here. We'll also open an Endor Booster Box and a Death Star 2 Booster Box, and open 1 or maybe 2 packs from each box. Depends on what we get. I sell these Endor and Death Star 2 packs in my store, and I ran out of packs, so it's time to open up another box, and I figure I would video it and give a sample. Additionally, today we have the second guessing game going on, so depending on what people guessed were the rares in here, in the special edition starter, and what people guessed the rare in the Death Star 2 pack would be, plus the first card in the Death Star 2 pack, they're going to get some points for a fun little game to do during the quarantine. We'll start out with the special edition starter. I'll move the other stuff to the side for now. They're a bit dusty. So these starters, I haven't opened one of these in a long time, but it comes with 38 randomized cards, 2 of which are rares, 14 uncommons, and 22 commons. So that's a pretty good uncommon to common ratio compared to what you often get in packs. And then 22 fixed cards. So all of the, let's see, Leia's a rare you could get, so is the Plaza, Yauza, and then there's some fixed cards here. So this was a set they came out with right around the time that they re-released the Star Wars special edition. The one, I believe, that's the first time Greedo shot first, I believe, was in that 1998 special edition. There's so many editions, though, I can't keep them all straight. But yeah, I haven't opened one of these since, so I almost want to say the early 2000s. But I don't have a dark side to pair with it, so I figured since it's kind of on its own, I might as well see what we have. The reason it's so big is that they have a fairly large glossary in here and a rule book. And since this is fresh out of the box, I haven't seen one in such a good shape like this in a long time. And I won't open it too much because I don't want to get any extra wear on it that doesn't need to be on there. But it's got rules and examples and then all sorts of glossary entries at the back. A lot of the rules now are a bit outdated, but the basics are still the same. And then that's the rule book itself, so I might have gotten mixed up there a little bit. The previous document was a glossary, so that was what you would use to look up specific cards, perhaps, or specific rules. And then this is the basic overview. We won't be getting him today because it is a light side deck, but there's quite a few other good light side cards we could possibly get. And let's see what the deck is in here. A lot of packaging to go through. And we got a special edition starter deck here, so the fixed cards come on the top. And we'll see how we can get this open reliably without damaging the cards. I might be taking a time out here. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. So for the guessing game, it's going to be the rare cards. I'm not sure when they come in the deck, but I'll know them when I see them, and a lot of you watching probably will too. So yep, I believe these are all fixed cards to start out with. So a lot of these are pretty good. The Reltier Freighter Captains, you can almost build a whole deck around those guys. A nice Destiny 7 weapon that goes used when you fire it. So really good. I mean, at the time these seemed like really good cards. A weapon that makes somebody go lost instead of hit when you shoot it. Another Tatooine sight to add. And then this was the set that introduced generic sights. So you could deploy these to pretty much any planet. You can see on there are some restrictions, but it expanded the game a bit to planets that were maybe only mentioned in the books. So there wasn't really any such thing as a Bothawui site, but you could deploy these sites to there and then have battles and engage on that planet. I'm going to guess the rares are right after the fixed cards. That's based on very foggy memory, though. So a lot of basic sites. Okay, interrupts now. Even get a creature. Okay, now we're into commons, so who knows when the rares are going to come. I can't remember if these are commons or uncommons. That's a very fun card to play. I did pretty well with this one. Helped me win a game in the Montana State Tournament last fall. Another good card. The light side version of Trooper Assault, which came in Cloud Cities. They had to wait 2 sets to get parity on Troopers. So yeah, a lot of good cards in Special Edition, I thought. Add a Battle Destiny just for firing a non-lightsaber weapon. Even worked with permanent weapon characters. Operatives. So if you Google Star Wars CCG operative decks, you might find a lot of interesting stories about how apparently everybody played this at a tournament. It was the only thing that had a chance in 1998 or 1999 whenever Special Edition came out. X-Wing Laser Cannon, another card that helped me win that game at the Montana tournament. So a lot of good cards in here. Okay, so here's our first rare, Harvest. That's a pretty good one to get. Let's see, Retrieval Out of Force with Owen and Baru. So for the guessing game, those that picked Harvest as their specific card or picked Interrupt for the first card, good work. And then the second rare card, I believe, comes right next to it, is Slain in Corporal Facilities. That's an effect. So if you were playing the guessing game and picked an effect, or this specific card, congratulations, you just got yourself some points. And this is I'm recording this in the afternoon, gonna put it up in the evening, and I'll score it live for anyone who happens to be watching. So you can find that link in the description right now, or I'll post it over in the chat. And we'll go through the last few cards here. So they added a lot of the unique Y-Wings and X-Wings that were in the Battle of Yavin. So just a really cool expansion set that had a lot of neat cards with good text that expanded on the original sets. It's fun to build matching pilot decks. Hark Seth. Pretty good text with the reducing force drain loss. So quite a few cards that are played even today in Special Edition. The next thing we'll open is the Endor Booster Box. And we'll open at least one pack from here. Nothing to do with the guessing game today in this one, but this came out in 1999. And yeah, it's going to have a rules insert on the top. Not all the sets did. Death Star 2 didn't because it had a starter deck, and when they came out with a starter deck, they didn't put rules inserts in the boxes because the rules came in the starter deck. I'm going to try to open this carefully to avoid any wear to the box, because sometimes people like buying the boxes and adding those to their collections. Maybe use a little bit of scissors on this one. There we go. Okay, so we'll put this guy back in the middle here and get the scissors out of the frame. So we got Luke and Leia on their speeder bike against a Scout on the speeder bike. And I'll open it up like this. So we got the rules supplement here. It tells us how to deploy the Endor sites. Card list on the back. So all sorts of cards you can find on the card list here. And then this one I haven't really paid too much attention to before, but there are Endor draft tournament rules. And I've had these Endor rule sheets before, but I guess I've never noticed this. So this might be a good place to pause the video to read here. And apparently Endor is fairly good as a standalone expansion. So that looks like something that might be fun to look into. But we'll get to a pack since we're already coming up on 10 minutes in this video. Or maybe a bit less. I'll pick from the middle this time. Well, I had good luck picking from the right in the previous box, so we'll do that. Close this back up for now. Alright, so we're going to get 9 cards in here. I believe the 9 card sets, the last card was always the rare, but I'm not too sure. The other thing about Endor was that they would put foils in here, and sometimes it would be instead of the rares. So that's one of the things that might cause us to open a second booster, is if I get a common foil that I'm not too interested in. So there was 18 foil cards of 3 different rarities, and we'll see what we end up with. So we got light side speeder bike. The dark side ones had a bit more to go along with them, but the light side one's basically the same card. So yeah, a speeder bike helper interrupt. And a dark side speeder bike, very nice. Kind of stinks these days that speeder bike, or I should say biker scouts, are better without their bikes. They're usually better piloting other things because of their game text, but it'd be cool to have them actually doing well on speeder bikes. An elite stormtrooper. Okay, so that's a decent rare, I know. One of those add to battle destiny if 2 people are together interrupts, and this one is with Han and Leia. A unique Ewok, Wuta. Covert landing. So adding a battle destiny with a shuttle. Trying to get that work with T-16 seems fun, but I haven't quite had it happen yet. And freeze. Which can be pretty interesting if somebody deploys a rebel to you and you can't really take too much battle damage. Plus it's a destiny of 6. Kind of almost like an Imperial barrier, but it works specifically on rebels, and you have to have a trooper with a weapon. Oh, I'm sorry, it does say they may not battle or move, so it's not bad at all. Anyways, we're going to get onto the Death Star 2 booster now. And I got this one just recently, but like I said before, I ran out of single packs to sell, so I got to keep opening boosters to get those back in stock. So let's see where we might be able to open this one. Packaging here is a bit tougher than the other one was. Okay, and inside we got all these booster packs. So 36 in a Death Star 2 booster box, plus there's 11 cards in each pack. Endor was 30 in a box and 9 cards in each pack, so the box is a little bit bigger. But we'll take out, well, let's go from the right side again. That's been doing pretty well for us in the past few videos. So this one is also for the guessing game. The first card counts for this, whether you pick the right card type and whether you pick the right image on the card. So like, is Darth Vader on there? Is there a TIE Interceptor or a TIE Bomber or an X-Wing or a Y-Wing? So we'll figure out what cards face up, and that'll count towards the guessing game. The other thing was, last time I did the guessing game, we had a lot of people really close in terms of scoring. So we're also going to add up the Destiny number total from this pack. If I open another pack, this is the one that'll count towards the guessing game, but I might open a second pack if this one isn't very good. Okay, so our first card is, and some of you might have already seen it, but let's make sure I got everything out. Our first card is Concussion Missiles, so I think I recall some people picking the Millennium Falcon, so if you did, good work on that one. Mon Calamari, Royal Escort, and I'm not sure where rares show up in the Death Star 2 packs. I'm guessing it might go commons, and then the rare, and then uncommons. A Royal Guard, a rare might come up in the next 1 or 2 cards. Inconsequential Losses, that's a good card. Ooh, and our rare, not so hot. It's a Green Squadron A-Wing, but if you picked Starship or if you picked A-Wing, a Green Squadron A-Wing for the rare. Good work on that. Okay, not a bad uncommon to get. Now this guy has been virtualized into General Hux for the new cards. That's a nice uncommon to get as well. And a pretty good pilot / gunner. So, I think just for fun we'll open one more pack, not for the guessing game or anything. And let's see. It's nice to get a Starship in these packs, but there's so many good cards in Death Star 2 that we'll see if we can get something a little bit better. Starting out with a B-Wing. It's really expensive to deploy these, but it does seem like a fairly decent card if you can pay the Force for it. Another Royal Guard, okay. I think those are commons. Another Death Star 2 site. Force Pike. It looks like our rare is going to be a Starship. I kind of gave away that a little bit too early. Oh, that's not the rare. The next card is the rare, probably. It is a oh my goodness. Well, so those of you who play Star Wars CCG might know that this is a fairly good card. So I think I'll break out the champagne. I actually don't have any champagne, but I think I got red wine, vinegar, and baking soda, so that'll probably have to do. But yeah, it's a pretty good card. So I'm glad I opened one more pack. And Destiny 6 deploys -3 to Home 1 or Endor. A lot of good stats there. So probably the mother lode of all pack opening videos, and I think I might close it up pretty soon. But I will post links in my description for the score sheet so people can see how they did, and also I'll have some links to my store and other places you can go for more Star Wars content. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did, and I hope to see you for the next video.